How you doing? Okay, we're back, and of course, we back with this book, The Hitchhiker's Guide. Cause honey, we doing big things popping, and little things stopping. ChatGPT told me to stop talking so long, so let's just get this thing going. I'm gonna throw Oreo back there. Scott, do you remember what we were doing last time?
Yeah, the president was
He said, "Break yourself, fool," and he stole he stole the plane. So period.
yeah.
Okay, so today we're doing Uber UFO. Let's go. You ready? Prostanik Vogon Jeltz was we just gonna start calling him PV. We gonna call him PVJ because I ain't got time to be saying all these names, okay? PVJ was not a pleasant sight, even for other Vogons. His highly domed nose rose high above a little piggy forehead. I could not recreate that, but this is what I am giving. It's giving alien. Honey. It's giving a lot of alien. Um, his dark green rubbery skin was thick enough for him to play the game of Vogon Silver Service politics and play it well, and even waterproof enough for him to survive indefinitely at sea depths of down to 1,000 feet with no ill effects. Okay, you better be a swimmer. Is he a dolphin? Ah, hmm. Not that he ever went swimming, of course. His busy schedule would not allow it. He was that way because billions of years ago, when the Vogrons first crawled out of the sluggish primeval seas of Volgosphere and had lain panting and heaving on the Earth's virgin, or I'm sorry, the planet's virgin shores. I don't even know why I said Earth, because RIP Earth, the Earth then got blowed up. When the first rays of the bright young Vosal sun had shone across them that morning, it was as if the forces of evolution had simply given up on them there and then. Okay, baby, they do not evolve, and that's okay. Had turned aside in disgust and written them off as ugly and unfortunate mistakes. Period. They never evolved again. They should have never survived. The fact that they did is some kind of tribute to the thick willed slug brain stubbornness of these creatures. Evolution, they said to themselves, who needs it? I've had a couple of exes that thought that. Evolve, who does that? And what nature refused to do for them, they simply did without until such time as they were able to rectify the gross atomical inconveniences with surgery. Oh, they sound like a couple of people like today. They just get random surgeries for no reason.
Mm.
Mm. Meanwhile, the natural forces on the planet Volgosphere have been working overtime to make up for their earlier blunder. They brought forth jeweled scab crabs, which the Vogons ate, smashing their shells with iron mallets. Oh, they violent. Tall, aspiring trees of breathtaking slenderness and color, which the Vogrons cut down and burnt the crab meat with. Elegant gazelle like creatures with silken coats and dewy eyes, which the Vogons would catch and sit on. They don't got no respect for nothing. Gulp. They had no use as transport, but their backs would snap instantly. Because their backs would snap instantly, but the Volgrons sat on them anyway. Thus, the planet Volgosphere whiled away the unhappily millennia while the Volgrons slowly discovered the principles of interstellar travel. Within a few short Vogue years, every last Volgron had migrated to the Megabrides cluster, the political hub of the galaxy, and now formed the immensely powerful backbone of the galactic civil service. They had attempted to acquire learning. They had attempted to acquire style and social graces. But in most aspects, the modern Vogon is little different from his primitive forebears. Every year, they import 27,000 jeweled scuttling crabs from their native planet and while away a happy drunken night, smashing them to bits with iron mallets because these are violent people. These are violent creatures. PVJ was a fairly typical Vogron in that he was thoroughly vile. Also, he did not like hitchhikers. Okay. And I think we got a couple here. Okay. They didn't took Uber UFO. Somewhere in a small dark cabin, deep down in the intestines of PVJ's flagship, a small match flared nervously. The owner of the match was not a Vogron, but he knew all of them and was right to be nervous. His name was Ford Prefect. It's our homie. We found our homie. He didn't explode when the earth blew up. I love that for him. Yeah, this is great. Don't you guys think it's great? He looked about the cabin, but could see very little. Strange monstrosities leaped and loomed with a tiny flickering flame, sorry. But all was quiet. He breathed a silent thank you to the Dataris. The Dataris are a unruly tribe of gourmands, a wild but pleasant bunch, who the Vogrons have recently taken to employ as catering staff on their long haul fleets, on the strict understanding that they must keep themselves very much to themselves, because the Vogrons are very violent, darling. This suited the Dentaris. I don't know. This is not a word that any human use. He just made up words, and it's hard to enunciate those. So. Plus, I'm an alien. I don't read. This suited the Tatars fine, but they love Vogon money, which is one of the hardest currencies in space. Period. It's worth a lot. But loathe the Vogrons themselves. The only sort of Vogron the Datari liked to see was an annoyed Vogron. Okay, hey, they trolling. The Dataris are trolls. Love it. It was because of this tiny piece of information that Ford was not now a whiff of hydrogen, ozone, and carbon monoxide. He didn't go down with the planet back. Okay? He heard a slight groan. By the light of the match, he saw a heavy shape moving slightly on the floor. Quickly, he shook the match out, reached in his pocket, found what he was looking for, and took it out. He ripped it open and shook it. He crouched on the floor. The shape moved again. Ford said, "I brought some peanuts." It's a spaceship. You got to have some peanuts.
Yeah.
Duh. Arthur Dent moved and groaned again, murmuring incoherently. "Here, have some," urged Ford, shaking the packet again. "If you've never been through a matter transference beam, but before you've probably lost a lot of sodium and protein. The beer you had should have cushioned your system a bit." You know what? I got to take back what I said a few lives ago. I said that Ford was a drunk. Ford was not a drunk. That man was just getting ready for when he got beamed up.
Yeah.
Duh. You got to drink a lot of beer to get on Uber UFO. It's what made me green all that drinking.
Uh-huh.
"Rrr," said Arthur Dent. He opened his eyes. "It's dark," he said. "Yes," said Ford. "It's dark." "No light," said Arthur. "Dark, no light." One of the things Ford had always found the hardest to understand about humans is their habit of continually stating and repeating the very obvious, as in, "It's a nice day," or "You're very tall," or "Oh dear, you seem to have fallen down a 30-foot well. Are you all right?" At first, Ford had formed a theory to account for this strange behavior. If human beings don't keep exercising their lips, he thought, their mouths would probably seize up. You think that's true, Scott? Do y'all think that's true?
I know some people who probably think it's true.
I feel like that's a jab, and I don't know. After a few months' consideration and observation, he abandoned this theory in favor of a new one. Okay, y'all tell me what y'all think. Do y'all agree with this theory? Because I think I agree with this one. If they didn't keep exercising their lips, he thought, their brains would stop working. I think, therefore I am. I talk, therefore I am. After a while, he abandoned this one as well as being obstructively cynical and decided he quite liked human beings after all, but always remained desperately worried about the terrible numbers of things they didn't know about. Girl, I'm worried about it too, Arthur, honey. Or Ford, I'm sorry. I'm worried about that too. Okay. People don't know a lot of things. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yes, he agreed with Arthur. No light. He helped Arthur to some peanuts. How do you feel? He asked. Like a military academy, said Arthur. Bits of me keep passing out. Ford stared at him blankly in the darkness. If I asked you where the hell we were, said Arthur weakly, would I regret it? Ford stood up. We're safe, he said. Oh, good, said Arthur. We're in a small galley cabin, said Ford, in one of the spaceships of the Vogon constructor fleet. Ah, said Arthur, this is obviously some strange usage of the word safe that I wasn't previously aware of. Arthur struck another match to help him search for a light switch. Monstrous shadows leapt and loomed again. Arthur struggled to his feet and hugged himself apprehensively. Hideous alien shapes seemed to throng about him, the air thick with musty smells that settled through into his lungs without identifying themselves. Y'all put it in the comment section. What y'all think of alien ships smell like? So, what you think alien ships smell like?
Aliens.
What do aliens smell like?
I don't know.
I feel like they smell like celery. You can't be green and not smell like celery. Yeah.
Okay.
What do y'all think they smell like? Put it in the comment section. I mean, what is this musty smell? Anyway, and a low, irritating hum kept his brain from focusing. How did we get here? He asked, shivering slightly. We hitched a lift, Ford said. Excuse me? Arthur said. Are you trying to tell me that we just stuck out our thumbs and some green bug-eyed monster stuck his head out and said, hi, fellas, hop right on in. I can take you as far as Bass and Stroke Roundabout. Well, Ford said, the thumb's an electronic sub-ether signaling device. The roundabout's a Barnett star 6 light years away, but otherwise, that's more or less right. And the bug-eyed monster is green, yes. Fine, said Arthur. When can I go home? You can't, said Ford, and found the light switch. Shade your eyes, he said, and turned it on. Even Ford was surprised. Good grief, said Arthur. Is this really the interior of a flying saucer? Okay, did y'all, you know what? We're gonna go just a couple more paragraphs and then I'm gonna let y'all go. ChatGPT also told me to stop making them so long. So we'll just half this. Anyway, PDJ heaved his unpleasant green body around the control bridge. He was always vaguely irritated after demolishing populated planets. He wished that someone would come and tell him that it was all wrong so he could shout at them and feel better. Okay, girl, he abusive. He flopped it as heavily as he could into his control seat in hopes that it would break and give him something to be genuinely angry about. But it only gave a complaining sort of creak. Go away, he shouted at a young Vogon guard who entered the bridge at that moment. The guard disappeared immediately, feeling rather relieved. He was glad it wouldn't now be him who delivered the report they just received. The report was an official release which said that a wonderful new form of spaceship drive was at this moment being unveiled at the government research base on Demogron. The one that the president stole, honey. That's what they're talking about, the president ship that he just was like, break yourself, fool. Break which would henceforth make all hyperspatial express routes unnecessary. Another door slid open, but this time the Vogon captain didn't shout because it was a door from the galley quarters where the Dentonese prepare his meal. A meal would be most welcome. A huge furry creature bound through the door with his lunch tray. It was grinning like a maniac. Yes. PBJ was delighted. He knew that when a dentress looked very pleased with itself, there was something going on somewhere on the ship that he could get very angry about indeed. This man just want to be mad. He want to be angry. Okay, do you want me to keep going or should we stop here? Because we're at like our 15-minute mark. I'm going to stop here. Scott taking too long. Okay, guys. So with that, we're going to stop here, but we're going to get back to it. I'm going to try tomorrow because I'm going to just kind of do this every day. So we'll do like 15 minutes a day. I'm going to try to.
All right.
Anyway, so with that, what did you guys learn or what did you get from this part of the story? If anything, put it in the comment section. Scott, what did you learn from this?
I don't know that I've learned anything.
Nah, I don't think there was anything to learn from this. But you know what? I will say this. Some people don't evolve. Like the Bogrons don't evolve. Some people in real life are aliens in real life and they never evolve from where they started. Kind of like Al Bundy, you know, in Married with Children, where he'd be like, I was the high school football champion. And he's like 70. Like, sir, you never evolved past that point. So when you talking to people, just realize some people have never like evolved from like their what they think is their peak. Vogons definitely peaked at coming from the water to the shore and they didn't move beyond that, period. Did you have anything else, Scott?
No.
Sorry, I dropped Oreo Jr. Gravity's working. Okay, well, with that, we do, enjoy having you. We're glad you came. We hope you enjoyed the story. And, we're going to bid you guys adieu. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out other lives if you would like. But with that, we're going to bid you goodbye. So from wherever we are, to include out here in the galaxy, baby, to wherever you are, peace, love, and happiness. And we'll see you guys tomorrow unless something crazy happens.